Pulisic took his goal well.
No, he did, and he's a good player, and we know that. I'm sick to death of having to tell people there's no like paranoia. You shouldn't have any paranoia about any Americanisms. Some people have. They'll never get that out of their system. When we criticise or question him, it's for good reason. But he's the talent, and what he has to do, and he's starting to do it, is stay healthy, stay fit, keep the hamstrings right, keep the muscles right, and get a run of games. When he does that, and he gets a link up with Mount and Werner, and he gets an understanding. Look, he was super calm and composed for his goal. I wasn't surprised. If it was Mason Mount with that great run, I wouldn't have been surprised. If it had been Timo Werner, that'd never been a goal. It'd never been a goal. He'd have panicked, he'd have taken the shot early, he'd have slapped it, he'd have miscontrolled it. But he did everything right. He looked up, he took his time, goes round Courtois, because he's got the pace. Super goal from a very, very good player who Thomas Tuchel's now seeing the fruits of trying to keeping him fit, and that's the main thing for Christian Pulisic. It's keeping him fit and getting him a run of games.
Frank, as nice a finish it was from Pulisic, the defending from Real Madrid was, well, my kid's 10. You see that at that sort of level, everybody running to the line as opposed to not running towards the ball.
Yeah, that was a complete misunderstanding between the guys, you know, and I don't know what they were doing, but it's like they never played together. I think somebody was shouting to Nacho to go out and to go on Pulisic, but you don't have to deny the fact that Werner makes a very good run to give the space to Pulisic as well and confuse, in fact, the defenders, because maybe they thought that Pulisic will give the ball to Werner, and it's why, for example, Varane dropped dramatically to the touchline. But at the end of the day, it was mostly what Pulisic did, who confused completely the defense, and Courtois as well, and they couldn't do anything. And let's be positive. Let's say Pulisic did very well, and forget about what the defense of Real Madrid did.
The only threat from Real Madrid throughout the whole game was Karim Benzema. He hit the post, Ali, and then just talk us through how good that finish is.
I think the best part of the finish, Dan, is the first touch with his head, being able to react to what was a flick-on header by Militao, and then popping that ball up to himself, to where now the volley becomes about the quality of the contact, and he could not have hit that any harder, any cleaner. I just think Karim Benzema is a different level sort of striker, and it's the sort of striker that if you're a team like, say, for example, Manchester City, you'll be winning this competition running away, and there'll be no doubt about it. He has taken his game over the last couple of years to a whole entirely different level. And he is indeed the reference point and the only point that you can highlight in this Real Madrid team. Vinicius was never the sort of player that we saw against Liverpool because he was never able to get in behind. But Real Madrid never really controlled the possession of the ball enough so to allow Vinicius to threaten him behind. And overall, when you look at Real Madrid, the whole big picture, I just think that they haven't been able to recover from the Liverpool combo package. Physically, this team is not quite the same as what it was then. Mentally, not quite the same as what it was then. And if you're surprised to see Real Madrid played as poorly as they did today, well, you shouldn't be, because this is the way that they play against Getafe. This is the way they play against Betis leading up to this match. And the only surprising factor is, you know what? It's Champions League. It's semifinal. It's Real Madrid. They turn it on, unable to turn it on today. Once again, and I can't repeat this enough, Real Madrid, fortunate, lucky that they're still in this.
Benzema, 71 goals in the Champions League, Frank. None of them penalties, by the way. Yet, can't get in the France team, can't get in the France squad. They win the World Cup without him. What a life.
Yeah, that's crazy. You could think that it makes no sense, and for most people it makes no sense, but there is something between Didier Deschamps and him. I don't really know the full story, all the ins and outs that I don't know, but no doubt that he's the best striker for France. He may be the best striker in the world. He showed it again today. He's a leader as well, because there is, I think, a Benzema dependence right now for Real Madrid. And the number of goals that he scored in the Champions League, the title that he won for them speaks to himself. And he's a fantastic player. I want to see him back for with the national team. We can see Ibrahimovic coming back for Sweden. So why couldn't we see Benzema coming back and having a little piece with Didier Deschamps? That would be fantastic for France, because definitely that guy is a plus for any team he can play in.
Do you know, when you think about the chats we've had recently about, in particular Man City and the way they play, Aguero's had a troubled season with injury and COVID and stuff, but he's been fit on and off, and he still hasn't played him in big games. And you'll get people out there saying this is the modern way and the false nine and all this, and yeah, it's good to watch at times, but the death of the number 9 isn't not quite yet. The guy that can put the ball in the back of the net, the Lewandowskis, the Benzema, the Kanes, there are others around Europe and the world. All this fancy football, and we saw it at the weekend again from Man City against Tottenham, when Tottenham had no part in the game, but might have nicked it if they'd got a breakaway, because City were, spun chance after chance after chance because they didn't have a natural finisher. That may cost them in the Champions League, we don't know, but certainly if you have the chance to have people like Benzema and those kind of guys in your team, it's just a match winner. For all the good play and stats and passes, it comes down to the crux of the same thing, and it's finishes like what we saw from Benzema today that keeps managers in a job.
Who's going through, Shaka?
Right now, I have to say Chelsea. Just given what we have seen, and again, as much as I say you can't see Real Madrid being this poor for another 90 minutes, credit to Chelsea, who've done what they needed to do in the first leg, have shown that they can stifle good opposition. Going back to Stamford Bridge, I'm leaning Chelsea.
Ali?
The chance was today. The boogeyman was there to be killed, and you did not kill him. And a team like Real Madrid, you have to run them over and run them over again and come back around and run them over and stab them 1,000 times in order to kill them. They did not do that today. You allow Real Madrid to live, you're going to pay for it. Real Madrid advances.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.